it's Langsta here, and this week I'm going to be making the memory lane pastry. Firstly, I'm going to show you how to make the memory lane ice cream, which is something I came up with. It's basically a vanilla ice cream which you put on top of the dish. You're going to have to make this the day before you make the memory lane pastry because it has to freeze overnight. Now, before I get started, as usual, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, like this video, and comment below. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter to get up-to-date news on anything I'm doing at langsta_l. Now, without delaying it any further, let's get to the cooking. First, pour in the sugar, then the milk, and then the heavy cream. The heavy cream is actually what gives the ice cream its richness and thickness. Next, take the vanilla pod and very carefully slice all the way down lengthwise. Then, peel it open and scrape out all the vanilla seeds. Vanilla has become the second most expensive spice in the world, right after saffron, so do make sure you scrape off as much as you can because this stuff is very pricey now. After scooping it all out, add it to the mixture you had before and very carefully whisk it all until it forms a nice creamy blend. My aim was to achieve the consistency of melted ice cream. That way when we freeze it, it'll be like frozen ice cream. Once you're happy with the consistency, just pour it into a plastic container and put it into the freezer for at least 6 hours. And now we're ready to make the memory lane pastry. On the screen are the ingredients we require for this. As you can see, there are quite a lot because there's quite a few components to this dish, so please enjoy the cooking. First, we're going to prepare the sweet potato. Get a fork and then prick the sweet potato all over to make sure that when you're heating it, the air escapes and the sweet potato won't blow up. For this, we're going to cook the sweet potato in a microwave. Now, this isn't very conventional because normally you'd use an oven, but it's actually really easy to do, and it saves a lot of time as well. The cooking time required in a microwave varies from 4 minutes to 6 minutes to 8 minutes, depending on how big your sweet potato is. For me, I had a small potato and my microwave was quite powerful, so I only cooked it for 4 minutes. Remember to place it in a microwavable bowl. After the sweet potato is cooked, just scoop out the insides with a spoon. Be very careful here because it's really hot. After that, pour in the buttercream, the chopped up banana pieces, and place them in the blender. Blend it until it becomes a smooth, liquidy consistency. After that, add in the sugar and the plain flour. Then blend it again until it's all mixed together. Next, for the pastry dough, measure out the flour, the butter, and the icing sugar. Place these ingredients and salt into the blender and blend it until it becomes a crumbly kind of mix. Once it's become this crumbly mix, add in the egg yolk and blend it in. Add in a tiny bit of cold water to ensure there's enough moisture in the dough. After that's done, scoop it out and knead it on a board covered in flour. Once you're happy with it, roll it into a ball, place it in a bowl, cover it, and put it in the fridge for at least half an hour to rest. Next, for the ulwat berry mixture. First, chop up the large strawberries in half. It doesn't need to be small pieces, but just small enough so that it's not too large compared to the rest of the fruit. Then pour your sugar into a hot, dry saucepan at around 5 out of 9 on an electric hob or a low to medium heat on a gas hob. Continue stirring it to ensure it doesn't burn or stick to the bottom until it becomes caramel. Add in the fruit and continue stirring to ensure the sugar doesn't solidify. Pour in some hot water if it's too dry. Now allow it to simmer for about 10 minutes until the fruits are ready to go. Then take it off the heat and cool it. Next, take out the dough from the fridge and gently roll it out until it gets to the right thickness. With my one, I cracked it a bit at the beginning because I rolled it a bit too hard, but if you roll it gently, it won't crack. Once you're happy with the thickness, start cutting it up into the shape you want and line the baking tin. Prick the bottom of them to make sure that the air escapes and it does not rise when it's cooking. Once that's done, bake it at 180 degrees for 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes is done, take them out and very carefully spoon in your berry mixture. For my one, I put 2 berries in each of them, and I made sure not to put in too much sauce, otherwise the bottom of the pastries will get too soggy. Next, carefully spoon over the banana and sweet potato mixture. Don't worry if the color has changed, this is because the banana has oxidized. It doesn't mean anything will change with the flavor, it's absolutely fine. Plus, I find it actually does blend in more with the pastry once it's finished baking. Make sure you don't fill these too much because they rise a bit when baking. Once that's done, put them in the oven at 160 degrees Celsius and bake for about 20 minutes or until it's golden brown. Okay, so this is episode 12 of Cooking Final Fantasy 15 Foods, and we're having a dessert this time. So this time we are having the Memory Lane pastry. Now this one was much requested by a lot of people, and now hopefully you guys are pleased with the result. It looks absolutely amazing, and the smell of those fruits, the stewed fruits, is immense. It is so good, especially the strawberry smell. So I'm gonna just dig in now. So you can see this is half of one. Oh, and it looks so good. So as I explained earlier, there is a banana kind of custard on top and then the fruit in the middle. That is lush. So because the pastry is all warm and soft, it tastes amazing. And so buttery. And this homemade ice cream is really, really sweet. And the addition of the vanilla. That is so nice. More. That is minty. So I believe the real star of this dish are these stewed strawberries. The fragrance is like strawberry jam, but better. Like probably like the most expensive organic strawberry jam you can buy. That's what it smells like. So for some reason, when you stew the strawberries, they become even more tasty than they were when they were raw. Now, Ignis was seen using bananas in the anime. When he was cooking this. So there's a really nice sweetness to it. That is nice. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really get the point of the chocolate. I mean, I think it's just for display because I can't really eat it. It's glued to the plate. So the reason why I added so much sugar to the stewed fruits is because all of these fruits are really rather tart, rather soury, and if it's too tart, it's not to everybody's liking, and it's more of a sweet dessert. So in the game, you need to have ulwat berries to make this. However, what exactly is an ulwat berry? In my mind, the ulwat berry is the blackberry, because it's the front centerpiece of the Tenebrae berry opera, which is the thing you eat and then realize, that's what the taste is. So I think it's a blackberry. That is so nice. This whole dish is delicious. So the sourness of the berries inside the pastry is really nicely counteracted by the sweetness from the sweet potato. So this dish is very quickly becoming a mess as the ice cream is melting because my kitchen is so warm. These are really nice. I can see why Noctis loves it so much. So the flavour of those stewed berries is my favourite part of this. It is so nice. The fruitiness is, So this is the first of the many desserts, and I have really set the bar high. Because that is insanely good. So I don't even think I need to ever buy dessert outside again. So here's a bit of everything. That is so good. So when I got to the bottom of that dish, I managed to scrape off some of the dark chocolate and that really finished it on a really nice tone because of the slight bitterness from the dark chocolate. And then also there was the lemons, which I did not want to make them go to waste, so I sucked on them and they were really sour. But it was really refreshing as well. So I think everything on the plate has a place there. Overall, I think that is probably the best dessert I've ever tried. No joke, try it out yourself and you will enter a state of bliss. That was insanely good. So next week I am going to be making the veggie medley stew. I've been eating a lot of meat recently, so it's time to move on to some vegetarian dishes, and the first one I'm going to be doing is the veggie medley stew. It's got potato, it's got mushroom, it's got goat's milk, so it's going to be quite an interesting one to do, and I'm quite excited, but I'm not as excited as if it was meat. So thank you very much for watching. I loved making that actually. It's first time making a dessert at home properly without it messing up. And it was a resounding success. It was insanely good. And I wish I had more. I really do. But that would probably give me diabetes. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and comment below with any requests that you have for any other dishes which you want me to make from Final Fantasy 15 or any other game or TV show or movie or anime or cartoon or book or movie. I will do my best to try and make it for you guys. So please like this video as well, because it shows me how popular each of the dishes are, and at the end, the really, really far distant end of when I finished all of this, I will be doing a tally to see which dishes have been the most popular, and I might do a little roundup video where I have all of the top 10 or something like that, and it'll be interesting. So that is all for this week. It is the end of episode 12 of Cooking Final Fantasy 15 Quiz, yay! And I am so looking forward to next week. A bit of vegetables will do me good. Thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed eating it, and I shall see you next week. Bye bye.